India's counter-terror grid in Jammu and Kashmir has once again come under fire from Pakistan-backed terror groups operating from across the line of control. In the rugged forests of Kishtwar, Indian soldiers confronted heavily armed terrorists in a high-risk operation that underscores both the evolving threat from across the border and the Indian Army's uncompromising resolve to neutralise it. The encounter has now claimed the life of a brave paratrooper, even as security forces continue tightening the noose around infiltrators linked to Pakistan-backed terror outfits. The report.
7 soldiers were initially injured when Indian Army teams came under sudden and indiscriminate fire during a counter-terror operation in the Chhatru area of Kishtwar district. The operation, launched around noon based on specific intelligence inputs, brought troops face to face with 2 to 3 foreign terrorists holed up in the dense and hostile terrain of the region. According to officials, the terrorists believed to be linked to Pakistan-based Jaish-e-Mohammed opened fire and lobbed grenades in a desperate attempt to break the security cordon.
Approximately there are still around 70 to 80 of these terrorists who are in the hills over there. And these are not infiltrated recently, but these are the ones, the old ones who have taken shelter over there. The Kishtwar encounter demonstrates that when the hideout was busted, these people had a lot of foodstuffs, plus they had cooking material, plus they had even the gas cylinders, which shows that they were being actively helped by the overground, underground workers over there who have helped them stock up for the winters. So this is a very big, I would say, thing to know that the overground, underground workers are still helping these people over there who have taken shelter. This is the nexus that has to be broken by the armed forces and the security forces, and they are at it. Sooner or later, all these 70 odd who are there taking shelter in the hills would be eliminated.
Indian troops responded with precision and restraint, ensuring the injured were evacuated swiftly even as the firefight continued. The operation, code-named Operation Thrashy 1, is being led by the Army's White Knight Corps in close coordination with Jammu and Kashmir Police and the Central Reserve Police Force. Contact with terrorists was established in the general area of Sonar, northeast of Chhatru, during a deliberate search operation forming part of intensified joint counter-terror exercises. Advanced surveillance tools, including drones and sniper dogs, have been deployed to dominate the terrain and prevent any escape routes, an approach reflecting India's increasingly tech-driven counter-terror doctrine.
Counter-terrorism strategy and our grid system has been very robust. It is the success of this grid system and counter-terrorism strategy that these terrorists have been forced to take shelter in the hills, from the plains, from the villages that they were doing earlier. Therefore, what has happened is now to track them down, Indian Army and the security forces are having extensive use of drones, because in the hilly regions and in the mountain tops, it is very difficult for human surveillance to carry on, and drones and even helicopters are the best modes because aerial surveillance is the best, and this is what the security forces are doing. Apart from that, they are also using satellites tracking, and all out effort is being made to ensure that all these terrorists that have taken shelter in these hills are eliminated in the hills itself.
As the operation entered its second day, the Indian Army confirmed that the paratrooper critically injured during the grenade attack succumbed to his wounds. Paying tribute, the White Knight Corps described the fallen Havildar's death as a supreme sacrifice, noting that he displayed exceptional courage and gallantry while responding to hostile fire under extreme conditions. The army leadership has reiterated that the sacrifice will not go unanswered and that operation will continue until the area is completely sanitized for terrorists. This encounter marks the third such gun battle in the Jammu region this year, following earlier clashes in the Kamad and Najot forests of Kishtwar district earlier this month. The spike in encounters highlights a renewed push by Pakistan-based handlers to reactive terror networks south of the Pir Panjal range. Security agencies say these attempts are driven by desperation as sustained Indian counter-terror pressure has severely degraded terror infrastructure across the border.
See, Pakistan has been trying to send in the infiltrators across the line of control in Rajouri-Poonch areas, but it has not succeeded so far because the entire area now has been put under a grid system which is very, very robust. I will not go into the details of what all we are using, but apart from thermal imaging and drones and other satellite thing, even the fencing has been strengthened, and it is very difficult for the terrorists to infiltrate. We have seen in the recent past, moment the terrorist tries to infiltrate, he is eliminated there at the line of control or in the no man's land, or what they do is after they are discovered and there is a retaliatory firing from the Indian Army, they run back to their launch pads.
With Republic Day approaching, Indian forces have intensified operations across forest belts and infiltration corridors to ensure peaceful celebrations. The message from New Delhi is unambiguous. Terrorism emanating from across the border will be confronted decisively, and every attempt to destabilize Jammu and Kashmir will be met with force, intelligence dominance, and unwavering resolve.